Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. I'm actually going to be talking about one product that I feel is really unraved about. I have been on, a bunch of people's YouTube channels all over Pinterest, and I honestly never see them talked about, and I love this product. This is the NYX Ultra Pearl Mania Loose Pearl Eyeshadow, which I just call them the NYX Loose Pigments. And so these little pigments are the crap. They're so freaking good, and I could say that these are my favorite pigments. I wouldn't, exactly compare them to MAC, not because they're not as good as MAC, but because I don't own a MAC pigment because they are ridiculously expensive compared to these. These are only $6 each. That's crazy. I freaking love these. But yeah, as you can see, I just have, I have 7 right here. I can't really. There you go. Yeah, I have 7 right here, which is crazy for me because I'm the type of person where I don't like to buy anything in sets. I don't really buy a lot of the same thing, like in different colors. I actually don't have that with anything else. I am the kind of person that would rather buy a bunch of different stuff from a bunch of different brands than buy a lot of the same product from one brand. That's just how I am. And so that's crazy for me that I have 7 of these. Just shows how much I love them. So I'm going to just start off by talking about the negative of these, just because there's always, not that there's always, there's sometimes, even with really good products, there is going to be some negative, and this honestly is just because it's kind of low end. And yes, I'm going to blame it on the low end of it, because I mean, packaging is not going to be the best a lot of times with low-end products, especially for $6 products. So the only thing I have to complain about this product, which is actually 2 things, is the packaging on this, how it's just, I don't think that it dispenses very well, because the hole that's on the top that dispenses the product is so tiny. I feel like product has a little bit of trouble coming through it, and then when you tap a little bit, like, look how much comes out, just barely, like a bunch of it comes out, and so I always have to kind of just like scoop it back into there, and it just kind of gets, all over the place sometimes, and that's just one thing I don't really like about it, but honestly it's not that big of a deal. The second part I don't like about it, which is honestly an even bigger, less of a deal, if that makes any sense, but it's just mainly for me because I record videos, and so I need to know all the names and colors of products. So the label on the product is literally just a slap-on sticker. It covers half the cap, so when you uncap it, it actually like folds over, and it's just in the way, so you end up peeling it off. And so each one of my pigments, I don't have a label on them, and some of them came off like really nasty, so they look kind of gross on the back. That's just one little to it. It's not really that big of a deal, but I just wanted to mention that just in case you are going to go and buy this, that you're not like, what the heck? Alright, so let's just start talking about them. These NYX pigments are just fantastic. So the difference between a regular eyeshadow and a pigment is that a pigment is loose while an eyeshadow is compact. And so these, I feel like, tend to have a lot more color to them, a lot more pigment. Get it? Pigment. These eyeshadows are they live up to the pigment name. They are very pigmented. They have a lot of color to them. And the great thing about that too is if you're someone that doesn't wear makeup a lot or doesn't want to, have a really intense shimmer when you put on eyeshadow, if you do want to still use these, you don't have to pack them on. You can just sheer it out with your fingers, just apply a little bit of it and then just sheer it out with your finger, and it will just give a real subtle dash of color. It won't, be completely in your face. But then again, if you do want to really pack on this color, like, come on, let's get real. I love intense eyeshadow. This is what I do. I like to either pack it on with, you can lay down a glitter primer and then pack it on with your finger. You don't even need a glitter primer. You can just pack it right on, but it will have some fallout if you just pack it straight on your eye. But that's with almost pretty much all pigments. I don't think I know a pigment that doesn't do that. It's a loose eyeshadow, so you have to expect that, but you can either do your eyes first and then your foundation after, or you can put on a tissue underneath your eye while you're packing on the color to make sure that your foundation doesn't get ruined by the fallout. But These can pack on a lot of color. As I said, you can use a glitter primer, or my favorite method is to actually spray my brush with MAC Fix Plus spray, dunk it right into a good amount of the product, and then just pack it right onto the lid. You don't have to go out and buy MAC Fix Plus spray to get the same effect. You can use eye drops. The only problem with that is you don't want to absolutely soak your brush with eye drops, because then you can make the formula too liquidy and it can kind of dry up on your eyelid and make your eyelid look wrinkly. That's what I have, faced a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're careful to not to use too much eye drops. But the brush that I like to use with this is actually just a flat kind of concealer brush. Here's a big version of this one. This one's just really dirty, so just gonna say bye to that one real quick. But as you can see, it's just a real flat brush. There's nothing special to it. It's not a high-end brush. It's actually a brush I got from like this Amazon set, or yeah, an Amazon set like 2 Christmases ago. And so it doesn't need to be a special brush. Anything will really do. You can use a thicker brush like this one. This is the E55 from Sigma. The problem with this though is because it is a little thicker and fluffier, it will kind of get the product in it, while this, it will just literally keep the product right on the side of the brush, and it's just, it's easier to use, and this is a more expensive brush, and these are really easy to find. So these pigments are also very, very, very long wearing. I have not worn it once where it just like flakes off, or it gets all over my cheeks, or it's just gone in the next hour. These are very long wearing. They stay put, and to mention that, they aren't hard to blend out. If you do use the MAC Fix Plus or the Vicine eye drops method, where you mix it in and then pack it on to make it really stay on your eyelid, they are not hard to blend out. When you have to kind of blend them out with a crease brush, they are very easy to blend out. I have no problem with it, and they don't fade very easily while you're doing the rest of your makeup. Like I said again, they do stay a very long time. They're just so great. And there is a lot of colors you can choose from. I'm going to show you the colors that I have, and again, I will have them listed down below for you guys.